Hello, hello. How is everybody? I'm here. I think Kim's almost here. I hear somebody outside the door. Is that you, Kim? Nobody here. Wow, nobody here. Ah, Buddy Carafano's here. Hey, good evening. Thought I was here alone. That's a weird feeling, come in here and I'm alone. And Inspector Bruce, how are you doing? I thought I heard somebody outside. Kim, I knew Kim was going to be a few minutes late. So instead of starting at 9, I started at 9:30, and then she's still a little bit late, but that's okay. Um, Man, this is hell everybody. I thought I was going to be late, but I'm not. Nope, you're exactly on time. Chris is here. Hey, how you doing? And as you can see, we got the Zed sled in here. Man, yeah, there's a hell of a story. I had no brakes on the right side and the rear, and I really didn't know what the problem was. And Barrows is here. Good evening. So we backed it in here. I actually drove the Valiant out. We got that on video. We'll have to put that up. But pulled the right rear on this thing, pulled the wheel off, couldn't get the drum off because something was loose in there. There's fluid gushing out of the under the drum. So when I pull it out, I think the brake shoes were cocking like this, so it wouldn't come off. So I just kept tapping on it, hitting it with a brass hammer, and each time it would creep out a little bit. Finally, I pulled it off. But there's a if any of you are familiar with this, let me get a picture up. It's not this one, but it's a similar one. Let's see if I can pull this up. And then, oh, where am I? There we are. Let's see if I can make this work. I'm going to have a blank picture here for a minute while I try to push the right buttons. Oh, where are they? Here they are. Okay. Stray Bullets here. Daniel Morrissey's here. Carbide Jones is here. Wow, place is filling up quickly. Okay, so you see this. This is not exactly the same, but it's like so close. It's there's only a couple little differences, but most everything here is the same. There's that the self adjuster has a cable that goes around with the cable guide down to a little thing, a little metal piece. Well, the metal piece and that blue spring weren't even there, just the cable hanging there. So of course the star adjuster was screwed all the way in and rusted like that. It had just never been it just never been opened up. So what happened is the shoe. That's why my brake pedal was a bit low. Eventually, it was open up. There was enough wear on the shoes that when you step on the brakes, the wheel cylinder came apart and dumped fluid all over the inside of the thing. And that's when I got it. So let's see here. Barrow says, did some more cutting on the Corvair today, but it was all cardboard. Oh, yeah, I've been in the cardboard stage many times, making templates and thought of your Plymouth van. Yeah, there's my Mercury Cougar, the one that had the Chevy in it. There was a while that everybody was kind of laughing at me because I had just a block out there that was not my engine. It was just another small block Chevy block, and I had wood in there holding everything. And one guy was teasing me. He goes, "You're still in the wood stage." Yeah, I know. So anyway, this brake, so that little adjustment thing, whatever you call that little tab, it's we didn't have it. So Kim ordered a self adjuster kit, and then hey, Tommy Hanlon, how are you doing? So then I took apart the left side to see if the same guy put that one together, and no, it's got all its pieces. It's just dirty looking. I think we'll tear it all apart. Start off with fresh brakes in the back. So I need to. You could let me put the camera back. The single cam. Okay, down there you can see. Oh, it's so dark down there you can't see. But anyway, you can see the drums off. I got that side apart, just part way apart, and yeah. So we got work to do. I don't know when that self-adjuster kit will be here. Maybe it'll be I don't know, maybe tomorrow or so. Yeah, they deliver stuff on Sunday. Amazing. So how are things in Ireland, Tommy Hanlon? How's the weather up there? It really cooled off here, and it's starting to warm up a little bit. It's nice in here right now because it was warm during the day, but we had a real cold spell for May for here. But what I remember of being in, what I remember, I was in that same area of the world. I was in England, but I remember even in the middle of summer, it wasn't real warm. No, Barrows, it's not an 8.8. My parts car outside has an 8.8. This one is a, whatever the small one is. I mean, it's a 200 cubic inch 6 with, it's got 86 horsepower. It's like, I don't think you need an 8.8, but the one outside, I'll either someday put a bigger engine in this one and put the 8.8 in it. And I've got a fairly nice C4, so I could do that. Or that one out there is really not that bad. I could probably make a race car out of that, but that'd mean investing some money in it. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know. I got time. Well, I might not have time, but I got a lot of other jobs, so we got other things to do first. So CD Burlock, I have not gotten into my email yet to see the pictures you sent. What I know I have them, so I went in there and searched my email. Except the search, you would think that Gmail would have a good search, but it's terrible. I was able to find some emails from you, but I've got thousands of emails, and it just wouldn't find the ones that had the pictures you sent. So, and I do that on a laptop. I don't use my phone for that. So, yeah, I don't know. Tavo's here. Hey, I didn't do it. It wasn't me. You can't prove otherwise. Huh? Aluminum body. Aluminum body. What's an aluminum body? Oh, the aluminum. Oh, yeah, we still want to do the aluminum car. Yeah, the aluminum car. I'll do that long before I'll make a racer out of that thing. Tommy Hanlon says, been bright days, but cool. May is the month of many weathers. Yeah, that's kind of, I can imagine that. I was in, you know where, I was right outside London in, what's the name of the, I can't think of the name of the base where I was. But anyway, yeah, it was July and August, and it wasn't warm at all. Hey, Mr. John Cope is here. How are you doing? Stability, Crown Victoria upright, still running on 7 cylinders at 105 miles an hour, going on day 7. Man, just running on stands or something. It says Gmail doesn't forward attachments, strips them away. Well, I know I had them because I looked at them, but then I just left them there. I looked at them and couldn't really figure it out. And then you want me to show it Kim, and then we went home after the last live. Kim was whooped. We got home. She's like right in bed, and I'm looking for those drawings you sent. And I go in there to talk to her because we usually talk to each other a little bit before we go to sleep, and she's out there like, I said, you're sleeping. She goes, eh. I said, you want your light off? Because there's a big old light on the ceiling's on. I said, you want your light off? She goes, turn the light off. That was the last I saw her the morning. So, yes, I was in a real hurry to find him. But then today, while I was listening to Mexican Spec, because I was watching him and listening to him, and I know you were in there because I saw you in there. Mexican Spec put on a pretty good live, even with all the cutouts and everything, because they're driving across Mexico. So there were some places that he had some dropouts. But while I was listening to him, I was looking for that email, and I just couldn't find it. Boogie Bandit, but I wish you would make Kim. I can't make Kim do anything, but yeah, I don't know. She looked good in a short skirt, but that doesn't work well in the shop. She's like down on her knees pulling brake parts apart, and we go home. She's worse than I am. She goes home, pants come off, and they are just grease balls in the washing machine with about 3 times the normal amount of detergent, and the water turns black because she gets she well, you know how shops are. You get filthy, and yeah, I can't imagine doing that in shorts or a short skirt or something. Um, so anyway, especially these old cars, you know, they're gonna get dirty. Uh, so I don't know. She's not here yet. I was kind of hoping she'd be here. That's why I started a half hour late because I knew I'd have to go on for an hour at least without her. So this way I only have to go on a half hour without her. But I'm hoping she's on her way. She said she tried to get not hung up with extra something. But she's driving her Dart, her 66 Dart, as a regular daily driver right now. And I don't like being in that thing at night because, you know, it's got an old windshield. It's all foggy around the edges and it's getting worse, you know. I don't know. At some point, I'm just going to buy her a windshield and go get this thing put in. I don't know if we could put it in. I've never done one of those windows. Don't know. I mean, I just don't want to. I'd hate to buy a windshield and break it. I knew a guy, actually, it was a couple in Ohio, and that's all they did was carve, you know, auto glass, with short skirts and a long jacket. So that's all they did was auto glass. And they told me that the reason the markup on auto glass is so much is because of breakage. And she used to tell me, you're going to break glass. And he would be like, no, we try not to do that. But she goes, yeah, sometimes we break glass. And so I don't want to come in here not knowing what I'm doing and do a windshield for the first time and break it, you know? Like, I can't afford to break glass. I'd almost rather pay a glass shop to put it in. But I don't know. Might try it. But her windshield's bad. I don't like being in that thing at night because it's kind of tough to. It's challenging to see. Tabo, we don't have that problem down here. Not original parts anyway. Until about '76, our windshields were tempered glass, not laminated. Oh yeah, ours are laminated, and they. Of course, I was in Russia. They never heard of. Well, maybe they have now, but this is just after Soviet Union. Man, I remember being in a bus with big side windows, big cracks like this, like, you know, like a piece of glass in a home. And right in the middle where there's a hole, they stick a bolt through it, 2 pieces of plywood, and tighten the bolt down to keep the glass from breaking any further. They'd repair it like that. And I riding in a bus, hanging on, and I go, man, if anybody hits us, I'm going to get cut in half with a piece of glass. See, I cracked a glass on my first and last attempt at replacing a windshield with a stray bullet. And Mark Sauvé's here. Yeah, how did tempered glass work out on windshields? I would think that would be okay. Tommy Hanlon, I wonder would a large ultrasonic cleaner clean clothes as good as a washing machine agitation drum? I don't know. That would be interesting. Our washing machine, I strongly dislike it. It's a Samsung. See these things? This is Samsung. It's good. They're really good. Don't buy anything bigger than this that says Samsung on it. I've had big flat panel TVs that fail like 3 days after the warranty's up, and they want $500 to put a new board in it, and nope, that's not going to happen. And then this washing machine's a Samsung, and it's all automatic. It's got boards and everything in it. It's all computerized, and like it decides how much water it needs for the amount of clothes that are in it. And sometimes I put like clothes like this deep in the tub, it'll fill up like this much water and then go and the clothes on the top are dry. It's like, you know what? That's not working. And then I got to take buckets of water and put it in there. I strongly dislike that machine. And then to get anything uh, clean, you got to run it for 2 hours. Well, that's not saving anything. Yeah. Barrow says, yeah, I have to order a windshield for the Corvair. Cheapest I found is $399, but it's $350 for shipping. Where is it? My first thought is go get it, but gas is kind of expensive. Oh man. Mark Sauvé took a 3-hour drive in the Traverse, and the ECM1 fuse never blew again. Oh, hoping it's just a weak fuse. People always tell me if a fuse blows, something's wrong. But, I've had a fuse blow and replace it, never could figure out why. So I think occasionally fuses just take a crap. I don't know. Faith is here. Good evening. Dean Stevenson. 7.5 has arrived. Chris, 460 big block Ford. 460 big block Ford. What, in this thing? You know what I want? You know what I'd like to do on this, but it's big money. Is build a 351 cleaver. Where you take a 351 Windsor and put Cleveland heads on it. That's just such a nice engine, but I'll probably, I could end up with a 302 or a 351 Windsor in it. 351 Windsor in this thing would go good. I had my last one of these that was only 4 years old when I had it. I put a 302. I built a 302 and put it in there with a C4, and that was a pretty nice car. I mean, it was nice. What a car farm. Having Samsung refrigerator ice maker never worked right. They fixed it 5 times under warranty. Yeah, this washing machine I have, they fixed it once under warranty. Then they came out and they took it away and gave me another one under warranty. And then it was off warranty, and now it's every time I use it, I got to trick it. I put clothes in there. I got to add some water to make them weigh more because it weighs them, I think. And then it decides how much water to put in. Sometimes it fills it like way too much. Sometimes not enough. It's just such an annoying piece of crap. So I wish I had an old one that went, like an old Maytag or something. But I don't. Lester LeSabre. Remember Lester LeSabre? I like the old washing machines, the electromechanical controls. Me too. I'd like a washing machine just had a bunch of toggle switches so I could control it. Another thing about the electronic ones, if you want to stop it or make it run a little longer, or it's been running too, spinning, like a 15-minute spin, how long do you need to spin it? You can't do anything. It won't let you. It does what it wants, and that's it. Okay, this is going by kind of fast. I got to go back up. How about we used to have a strong resistance to Samsung, LG, etc. white goods down here. Had 2 Australian companies merged and made a full range, lasted for decades. Then world economics caught up. The Chinese make everything cheap. And then we're stuck with it. Don't tell Buff Del Campo, but it needs a 400. Yeah, Dean's been encouraging me to put a big old heavy 400 in it. Maybe I should put a Y block in it. Put a 312 in it. Oh, God, would that be funny? There's a guy out in California, in Hanford, California, that builds Y blocks, and he runs them on Bonneville and does real well with them. It's like crazy. He's living, and his shop looks like something from the 50s. There's a guy that has a channel, the Hot Rod Reverend, and he's a Y block guy, and he goes up there to Hanford, and he goes through that guy's shop with him, and everything's in boxes on the shelves, and he knows where everything is, and it's all new old stock, like his bearings are from the 50s and 60s, and he's just got all this stuff, and he's got a little machine shop there, and he does all these Y blocks, and I look at that, I watch all their videos, and I'm like, man, what would my car be like with a Y block? The problem with a Y block is it's heavy. It's 600. It weighs as much as an FE, or probably doesn't weigh quite as much as a 460. But I bet it weighs as much or more than a 400. Mark Sauvé, if you can't play with the big dog, stay on the porch. Just go 460 in the Zephyr. That's a big engine for this car. That's an enormous engine. The price of building a Cleaver, I'd go with the 385. Yeah, but it's big. It's so big. With these high gas prices, you can find running tall deck 460s dirt cheap. You know what I really want to do? Yeah, straight bullet, nothing like an old Maytag. You know what I really want to do right now is, does anybody know what the carb cheater is? What's that guy's name? I should know his name. It's up in Iowa, I think. I want to put a carb cheater on this, which is it's a computerized thing that's a controlled vacuum leak. So what happens is, when you don't need a rich mixture, it leans it to the point where you can drive without, and you start loading it up, pushing the gas down, and it closes up the vacuum leak. It's pretty cool. It's like a lean burn that actually works. And yeah, straight bullet, a flathead. You know, that crossed my mind, but nah. I mean, that would be pretty funny. Open up the hood of a Zephyr and see a flathead Ford in there. Put a bone stock 4.8 LS. You know, if I'm going to put a Chevy in it, right over there, I've got a 350 Chevy that would. It'd be kind of an annoyance to put a 350 Chevy in this, because I'd have to make all the like the air conditioning, all that stuff work. But I don't know. I could do that. Who is it? Greetings, Dean. Steven Deanson. Steven Deanson. For the bone stock. Oh, I already read that. Barrow says, McTim or Mr. Wyblock. I've met Tim at Bonneville. He's one cool guy, and his truck is no joke. That's the guy I'm talking about, is Tim. He is out of Hanford, California, and he's got a little machine shop and an old-fashioned store. It is really cool stuff. And he's got Y blocks that run, man. And you can build them. He offset grinds the cranks, and they're 342 cubic inches. That's almost a 350, and he knows how to make them run. Buddy Carfano says, I put a 289 in a Zephyr. 289 would be okay. The thing with 289s is there's just not many of them around. And there's so many 302s around, there's so many of them. So that 78 Mercury Zephyr Z7 was a problem, says Luis. Oh, no, it's got a 200 cubic inch 6 in it, so it's not fast. But it drives around fine. The fuel economy's not good. It's good for about, Thunderhead 289, that's what I'm talking about. The fuel economy on this thing's about 18 miles a gallon. It's like, I got spoiled with that Mazda with 38 miles a gallon, and that was with alcohol fuel. If I put straight gasoline in it, it'd get over 40. This will never do that. Yeah, Thunderhead 289. I'm really interested in getting one of his carb cheaters. I don't know if I'll do it, but it'd be fun. But the amount that I drive, last year I put about 1,000 miles on this thing. Yeah, it's not a lot. Let's see. Dean Stevenson. So what Mark said. Yes, where am I here? Steve Burlock is fine. Stray bullet, I would use that 350, whatever is the least expensive with the most power. Well, the 350 would be, I looked at it, and this has got the 6-cylinder cross member, which has the mounts way far forward, and you could, a Chevy's got the pan in the back. Everything would work really well. But then there's money you got to spend, like the exhaust. You're going to have to do something. And the belt-driven accessories. You're going to have to do something. And, so then the money, it's going to start costing more. And the radiator's backwards. The outlets, instead of being here, they're here. It's all that kind of stuff, Aussie Crossflow 250, just for the visual. Man, would I love to have one of those. But, where are they? In Australia. Ship a head all the way from Australia, and then I'm going to need this and that, and I won't have it. Second from 25 Nickelodeon animated movies. Oh, 1 second. Oh, I missed the one there. 1 second, says Louise. Leave stock engine. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, says Buddy Carfano. And that's kind of what I'm thinking right now. This thing's reliable. It was reliable till the brake broke. But, a rear brake job isn't a big deal. So the rest of the car is pretty nice, and it's just not fast. But it's fine. Luis says 1971 Ford Mustang Mach 1 was in Rugrats Go Wild. So was that a 71? It might have been a 72 or 3. Bright yellow Mustang Mach 1 in Gone in 60 Seconds. They really tore that thing up. But car found right, yeah. Mark Sauvé, you could always try to find a 255 V8. Why would I want that? Those are really hard to find, and I'm kind of happy. That's not much bigger than the engine I have. The easiest thing is there's a lot of 351 Windsors out there, and I've made 351. I had a 351 Windsor and a big old heavy 64 Ford Galaxy. My God, was that thing fast? This thing weighs a lot less than that Galaxy. That would be a fun thing, and you don't have to build an engine that's crazy lumpy engine. You just something that's got a little more cam, 4-barrel intake. Yeah. Barrows, yeah, 302 is still really easy to find, and because of the Fox, the aftermarket is nearly small block Chevy prices. And that's another thing I like about that small block Chevy over there. Is if you need something, there's used parts everywhere that's not expensive. And my original plan for that Chevy was to go in the Studebaker Lark, and I still may do that. Let's see, Dean Stevens said Richard Holdner's brother-in-law says the fix, probably Fox, was designed for a 385. He has a Mustang CJ 429, emissions legal in California. Well, that's crazy. There's a mouse running around in here. I hear him. Kim saw the mouse the other night. Now I hear the mouse chewing on something. Mark Sauvé. Oh, okay. After all these months, I give. Why all these Rugrats Go Wild references? Well, Luis likes to watch that stuff. And there are cars in there. And he brings up all the cars. Barrows, or go with the other way, 300 Ford 6 with dual carbs. You get a lot with a 300 Ford. Yeah, I've seen people take Chevy heads and cut them up and put them on. Nah, I don't know. That's a big engine. The 351 Windsor basically bolts into this, although they never did it. I mean, it's the same mounts as a 302. It'd be pretty easy. And a 302 in this, you can make them run, A 300 cubic inch 6. Aren't they a little longer than the engine I have right now? The 200, it's a different engine. The 240 and the 300, I've worked on a lot of them. But are they longer? Because that engine's pretty long for this engine compartment. It's up pretty close to the radiator. But a car final, I had cars with built motors, fun to drive, but would stink as a daily driver. I don't remember why I chose the parts I did for my 351 Windsor, the one I put in the 64 Ford. I think I had some help with somebody in a parts store that was kind of a Ford guy. I think that's what happened. And he says, use this cam, use this manifold, use this. I did everything he said. And that was before Edelbrock had the carburetors. It was a 625 CFM Carter AFB. And, man, it was just the right combination of parts. That thing would just get with it. And, and I had pretty high gears and had 3 O's in the rear end, so it was a nice daily driver. But you stick your foot in it and shift manually. You shifted about 57, 50, somewhere around there, almost 5,800 RPM, and I'd shift at 60 miles an hour and 100 miles an hour, and it just speedometer needle would go down into the generator light, you know. I hear Kim talking to somebody as she comes in.
I brought a friend.
You brought a friend?
Hi, I'm the friend.
Oh, I hear, well, you were on a worldwide
Television. Oh, there's 21 viewers active.
Well, there's more than that because this number keeps going up and down. So who is your friend?
Hi, I'm Erin.
Aaron.
Yes.
Well, everybody's going to be happy to see Aaron. You know why? You know why? You came in at the right time with you're dressed properly for this.
Oh, good.
They're in here asking Kim to wear shorts. And
shorts. Here we go.
And I said,
shorts.
I told everybody that that's a little rough to ask when somebody's going to be kneeling on the floor working in grease and everything. And then we got discussing, you know, you taking your pants home and putting them in the washing machine and washing them, and they just become mud because they're so dirty from working. So to ask somebody to work on this floor in shorts is a little rough.
Yes.
But then Aaron comes in here in shorts. So
yeah, I was worried that you would get cold. Are you cold? No.
Good. Well, it's 72 degrees in here,
Says hello.
and I did not run the fire or anything. It was just like this.
No, it's nice. I was out in the sun. I got a little bit of sunburn today. Daniel Morrissey says hello to us. Hi, everybody.
So Daniel Morrissey is from California, and Dean Stevenson is from New Zealand, and Luis Miguel Suarez Barrios, he's from Venezuela, and Mark Sauvé is from Canada. Stray Bullet is from, where's he from? California, I think. Hippie Long is definitely from California.
Hippie Long's a roadie. He sets up for concerts and things.
Yeah.
Very cool.
C.D. Burlock, he is from California. We've got a lot of California. Carbide Jones. Yeah, Carbide Jones. I don't remember where you're from. I'm sorry. I think you're
Campo. He is
from the U.S.
A world-renowned YouTube live streamer. And I am Kim Fixes Things. Also a slightly world-renowned, not as famous as Buck Del Campo.
Stray Bullet says you're going to use the 6-cylinder. The only logical choice is the Barrett
Oh, my
engine.
goodness, yes.
Or how about the Ameribara?
So nervous.
Like they use.
You're now I'm sure they'll all remember.
Are you going to get Aaron a chair or something, or you want?
I'm going to work on it, but I was going to show her stuff.
I'm going to just work on it.
Here. Are you really afraid of the people? Goodness.
Well, you know, if any of you watch Nivlak, that Ameribara engine, oh my God. You know, he's got that thing in his Camaro. What did he go? In the quarter mile? I forget what the time was. It was in the 8s in the quarter mile. He went, what, 164 miles an hour? Oh my God. That's crazy.
See if the other camera will come on.
Check camera.
Check camera.
Dual camera.
Do you have your...
Nothing comes on, Kim.
Okay,
I got to switch this back.
Let me see
what
I've done wrong.
Oh, Carbide Jones is Northeast Pennsylvania. That's right. Northeast Pennsylvania. And I was in Northwest Pennsylvania for a while.
Oh, senor.
And I'm sorry there's no picture. Kim is... Oh, she just changed. So now we have a different... Oh, we have a split screen.
So...
I'm going to have to adjust my camera. I don't know how I get in there. Hippie Long, former PA.
This is...
I'm former about everywhere.
Car. It's a 1978 Mercury Zephyr, which is a Ford style.
It's basically a Ford Fairmont with a Mercury name on it.
It's like the Fox Body Mustang.
Don't be afraid, Aaron, says Daniel Morrissey. We're all family here. Everybody knows everybody.
A lot of the people who are on our live chat are people who are regularly...
Kim, I got microphone problems. What's going on here?
Problems?
What's going on here? I had real good microphone, and now I got bullshit microphone.
It's these... There you go. There's the microphone.
All right.
It's the...
Can everybody hear okay? Because I noticed something silly going on here.
No, they can...
Kim thinks she fixes.
They can hear just the same as always.
Yeah, but I see two microphones going, which may be the problem.
It's great because it's muted, so they're not hearing that.
Okay.
Here he got this car. How many miles does this car have on it?
108,000.
108,000. 78 Mercury. That's what they did. That's the key socket. That's kind of what it looks like.
It's CB radio antenna.
He put a CB radio in it because
Hippie Long says, Buff, get her a chair. I just told Kim that, and Kim says, Kim goes, I'm working on it. Kim goes, I want to give her a tour first.
Yeah. I want to show her some stuff that's going on here. That's our welding. We have a Hobart welder, so we can weld. This car doesn't need welding, but I'll show you what I do with welding. So here, hold on to your key.
Hold on to my key.
So this is an exhaust manifold for my Slant 6 car. For the car that we rode home in, I gave her a ride in the car.
Oh, she rode here in the dark?
I did.
Yeah. What did you think of the ride in the dark?
It was awesome.
You know,
Really?
I don't think I've been in a car that old.
I'm old enough. I remember those cars brand new. I was living in South Dakota.
Yeah,
the kid next to me, my parents kind of lost control of us. And we walk, it's a small town, we walk all over town, we go down to the car dealers, look at all the new cars and drive them nuts. That was 66. I can't believe that was 60 years ago. Is that right? It is right.
Yeah, that car's 60 years old.
Holy
they keep telling me that. So this
60-year-old car.
This is cast iron. So I cut it, and then he brazed these rings on, and then I welded this monstrosity together. And what this does...
Daniel Moore said 108,000 is still breaking it in.
Well,
we've added a part. Actually, that engine is a replacement engine. I can see it's not Ford blue. That short block is a different color. Everything else bolted onto it is Ford blue.
The turbocharger...
She has to have a look around. Yep.
And it's like a special thing. Because those cars...
Dean Stevens says, I found a nice strawberry sherbet. Works well. I found a nice strawberry sherbet. Works well.
Make metal stick together.
Okay. What does that work well for? Kim likes strawberry sherbet. We always have that in the freezer.
So people who like
your phone looks like it's gonna.
Although I didn't really do that on the way home. I should have. You probably wouldn't have been terrible.
Aaron, your phone looks like it's gonna fall out of your pocket.
Thanks. Okay.
I don't want that to happen because it's the concrete.
Why are you looking at her rear end?
Well, she turned around and I see this phone that's about to fall out.
These people are very astute. So
I just don't want to see a phone hit that concrete.
No.
It's not going to be nice.
So this car we got in Texas. A viewer helped us find it. He wanted a car like this, and a viewer helped us find it with the low mileage, and we bought it from an actor who played Pablo Escobar in a movie. And this was going to be a movie car. They bought it for a movie that never got made.
They bought several cars that are about this age, and they sold all of them, and this was the last one they had. And we just happened to find it. This was a car that was kept in a garage by somebody that bought it new until that guy got it, and then he said it was good enough to drive anywhere. It had a bunch of little.
Oh man, we linked it back.
You drove it back
Dallas, Texas, but then we spent a year going over it end to end.
No, 11 months.
Oh. Well, we're not done with it yet. We drove it last year, but we had to bring it in. Something happened with the brakes.
Sherbet is a hybrid frozen dessert offering a creamy yet fruity texture that sits between sorbet and ice cream. I don't even know what sorbet is, but my mother used to buy sherbet when I was a kid, and I liked it. I can't eat it now. Every once in a while, I'll take a little scrape of it off a spoon, but being a diabetic, I can't sit there and eat sherbet. But Kim loves the stuff, you know. But I don't know why we're talking about that, because Dean Stevenson brought it up.
This here.
Louise says, I had some Lipton iced tea. I drink a lot of that, the diet version of it. Sorbet does not equal Sauvé.
In the shed beside here.
No.
You got Studebaker. Where'd you get the Studebaker from?
Yuma, Arizona.
Yuma, Arizona, because he was working out there.
Man, it was on a trailer.
Aerospace engineer. But he was in Yuma, Arizona when he bought that Studebaker.
Well, see, look at the Studebaker.
And how long did it sit before we got it to run?
Look at the Studebaker.
You can't see because,
Look at the Studebaker,
Go ahead and look.
not at the screen.
Oh,
See, I turned that on.
It's
When
not the
somebody sends us super chats money, we light that up and Kim dances. So
It makes them.
no.
so
So,
hippie long. I'm serving
we brought
sorbet.
home, but
It is
hadn't run.
suave.
Fixed it. I made it run. Well, yeah. But it had been sitting a very long time. And we found out the transmission. Once we got it to work, we found
C.D. Burlock says, I lay the track. Dean goes off the rails.
one day we'll put it back together. He was taking it apart to have it painted.
Who's buzzing me? Somebody's
Then he had to
buzzing
move
me.
here because
Oh, somebody at the test site in Yuma is buzzing. Well, they're not open right now, so I don't know what that's about. I'll talk to him later. One of the hot shot, what do you call them?
Well,
So,
before I got
super
there,
hot test pilots out
he
there.
was
Wonder what he wants.
building aircraft.
He's a good guy. I haven't worked with him for several years, but the last time I was there, he was around, and I know he's still out there flying. So. Man, I kind of miss that stuff, but I don't miss being. You know what was bad about that job? I was never home. If I came home, I was here for a day, 2 days, maybe 3 days, and back out again. And I'm so much enjoying being home. No.
You're not wearing steel toes.
No, you're not. Just pretty steady.
Dean Stevenson, I'm going off the rails
You're doing it.
in a crazy train. That I believe. Daniel Morrissey, Kim did not make us all root beer floats.
I'm supposed to make root beer floats?
I don't know. What are we gonna do? Text them to people? We don't. Do we have or fax them? Do we have a root beer float
A
faxer?
root beer fax machine?
A root beer float faxer? Yeah. Can anybody receive root beer floats? In there?
You know what? For 50 points,
50 points.
I'll make you a root beer float.
You know what? You know, Mexican Spec tonight was giving away points for everybody that stayed till the end. He did what you did. He gave points, and he gave like 17 point something points. And he says, because he's in Mexico, he gave the exchange rates, and he says that's the rate to make them into Kim points to use them on our channel.
We have to use the Mexican American exchange rate
For points. And
Okay,
Senior and Sons is here. Good
So
evening.
there's moderators, and big channels have moderators.
Let's see, Dean
So
Stevenson,
there's somebody
virtual
who's
reality bites.
causing trouble.
Oh, man. Occasionally we have somebody
And
trouble, but not very often. We have a pretty good crowd in here.
so Mexican Spec is a moderator in a bunch of channels. Most of them are more.
Hippie Long says, Aaron, I like the fact
But
you
know,
tried a ride in an old car. Did you hear that, Kim? Kim?
I missed it.
I figured that. Hippie Long says, Aaron, I like the fact that you tried a ride in an old car. See, and Hippie Long has similar vintage, similar Chrysler.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that like the old Mopars.
Chrysler cars.
Yeah,
Are you into
Dodge.
cars? Do you understand all this stuff that she's talking about? And
I sure don't. Not a word of it. But
that's what I
I'm
was
learning.
thinking.
I'm here to learn.
Welding and brakes and CB radios and all the stuff we're talking about. I'm thinking, you're lost. Or you're really into cars.
She doesn't know anything about it.
Okay.
I don't know.
I'm an excellent student, though.
Really? Oh, well, that's
And
true.
Barrow says, member Barrow says, that Merc is in too good a shape to go hog wild with. Drive it until it breaks and maybe an easy 302 swap. That's what I'm thinking. A 302 or a 351 Windsor.
We cannot put 100 shot of nitrous on a 100 horsepower motor. That will be like a one.
No. We were talking about putting different engines in it, and people are saying, well, the 460s are so plentiful, just put a 460 in it. I'm like, nah, it's too big.
No.
Stray Bullet.
No.
You're making noise. Stray Bullet says, it's terrible that I don't really see Kim's car as being that old. Yeah, that's why I was telling a story. Is when I was a kid, the neighbor kid, he and I walked all around and looked at the new cars, and they were 66 cars.
Show your age.
And then Daniel Morrissey, barber, he's a barber. Daniel Morrissey says, you got to listen, Kim.
Go sit and you can look at the check. You can see what
Kim
it's reading. Yeah.
says, Daniel Morrissey says, Aaron, you better come back every week.
I cannot guarantee that Aaron will be there. Aaron
No, I'm very busy.
And Braden's here.
Young and dating and happy and does not want to hang out with all these.
Aaron, what do you do? Are you?
It's a lot. It's complicated.
Oh, okay. Well, that's all right.
I work full time, and I'm also a full time doctoral student.
Is in the Health and Human Services.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm almost a health and human services educator.
My son just retired from the Army, and while he was in the Army, went to school the whole time he was in the Army. He's real close to getting.
These are the live people who are watching.
Just come over and right while I'm talking to her. He's been going to school the whole time he's in the Army. He's real close to getting his doctor's degree, and I think that's amazing. And he's working full time and going to school full time. Yeah, he's busy. He's a busy guy.
Yeah.
I understand.
Empathize deeply.
And Braden says, hi from me and Faith. That engine will outlive Buff. Yeah, it probably will. Put all that hot rod stuff in the other car. Hey, talking about outliving, I've talked about this guy it was the first guy that hired me in an automotive shop when I was 17 years old. I called him on the phone.
You didn't tell that story yet.
No. I called him.
What have you been doing?
Now Kim's going to chew my ass out for not telling the story earlier.
What have you been doing?
So I called the guy, and he answered the phone, and we talked for almost an hour, and we really had a good time. And he's 95 years old, and he's sharp as it gets. And he says the only thing is he's kind of lonely. He moved. He bought a different house in Oregon. He lives about 6 miles from one of his daughters. The last time I saw his daughter, she was like in high school, and she's in her 60s. So, we really laughed and had a good time. And I've told stories about him that are really funny, and I'm going to tell more of them, but not right now. Firefly's here. Kim is making a lot of noise, but she's probably getting something done. Firefly's here. Good evening. There is. I still have a hard time calling an 86 anything a classic. Well, we did, on Tuesday night, we did old cars, year 2000. Now, my God, you're noisy. Yes. You're like throwing metal around.
But I'm known for my niceness.
Why did you let that down?
When you start doing your work, we can question your behaviors.
Let's see. Hippie Long says, thank you for your service to health. Firefly is, let's see, where is he?
Look at this thing hanging off the differential.
But Firefly is a first class #1 auto mechanic for new cars, the newer cars. He really knows the electronics. He's one of those guys. Mechanic extraordinaire, which they don't call mechanics anymore. They call them technicians, but I don't know. Mechanics. If you're worth a darn, you're a mechanic. Let's see. Senior and Sons Health and Remorse is a very large job. I worked for doctors for 15 years, safety director. Really? I never knew what you did. All I know is you're like a car guy. You're a racer. You got a pretty nice car.
I have plunged you into a situation where you are not comfortable.
Are you uncomfortable with this?
No, it's a lot. I'm on a live stream. That's crazy.
Can you scoot this? Well, no, or I'll turn the camera a little bit that way because you're right at the edge and you're all distorted. Oh. There, now you're not quite as distorted. Let's see what else is going on here. Louise says, so Aunt Bully was a very underrated movie from 2006, and I remember that movie when I was a kid. Luis is quite young compared to me.
I remember when that movie came out, but I didn't watch it.
He says Nicolas Cage.
Who made that movie? It wasn't Pixar or anything, was it?
Tavo's in Australia.
Tavo's the man that gave us all the pictures and dimensions to help us
build out of the car.
Our truck car.
Tavo says, in my opinion, classic ends with the last chrome bumper. Plastic bumpers won't be a classic even 50 years old. I don't know. We did all those 2000 cars. We did all those year 2000 cars, and there were some okay cars then, and I don't think of them as classics. But then I look, we've got people in here that attend this chat that they were born after that. So to them, those are classic cars.
I'm so sorry.
Firefly, I just fixed new and old cars. Tim, you're rearranging things. I don't know why.
Well,
oh, you're trying to move the car. Because we had it moved that way so we could get at that brake. But now we're all crowded over on this side.
Now I'm going to put it on Jackson.
Okay. Oh, man. Buff gets to hang out with two beautiful ladies tonight. Bless you two ladies, says Senior and Sons. Braden says, what kids show?
Hi, Mike.
What? Yeah, we met Mike, Senior and Sons, at drag racing event. Let's see here. And Barrows just sent 5 Buff Del Campo gift memberships. And who got them?
Garage, thank you. That's incredibly generous.
Who got them? Matthew Ferris is here. I didn't know it. He got one. Mopar K must be here. She got one. Junk Car Willie's here. He got one. NP SN7 got one. And Binturog. All these people I didn't even know they were here. Thank you very much, Barrows. We are going to light up the Studebaker for that.
Woo-hoo!
That's crazy. All these people are now members. And Mopoc 62 just got here. Good evening.
Let me,
oh!
Sorry, let me put this on this thing. And then I'm going to think, because that was so generous. Like double my size. I'm falling out of them.
Jeez. Oh. What else?
Come on down, you. I'm embarrassed because she's here.
Embarrassed.
See, when somebody gives us a gift of some kind, she dances.
Nobody usually does it, and then I don't have to do it.
I turn on.
Now they do it.
I turn on the Studebaker light.
Laugh at me because I'm so mean, but there's some.
Firefly says Harbor Freight makes some neat wheel jacks. They sell roll smooth on a smooth floor. Our floor has some kinks in it, but yeah,
it would just roll over into that corner because.
Yeah, this whole thing settled a little this way, and this chair has wheels.
When he sits in front of the desk,
it just
he
rolls away,
into the corner.
And I roll into this tub I have sitting here, and then it doesn't roll anymore.
Thank you, Barrows.
Barrows.
Congratulations to all those who got gift memberships. We'll try and get out some membership stuff this month.
Barrows is in Idaho.
He builds hot rods up there.
And Senior and Sons is in Arkansas, northeast Arkansas.
And you have more room if you want to sit.
Okay. Yeah, have a seat.
Yeah.
Valerie's made some.
I'm sorry.
What's wrong?
The camera.
Oh.
It bites, apparently.
Well, you kind of threw her into it, you know.
You know what? We're both completely numb to it.
Our shop floor keeps shifting. Yeah, Firefly.
It's not.
Firefly, our shop floor keeps shifting.
I was going to say it's just normal people, but they talk to us, so they must be nuts.
Look at all these people that are here. Man, this is amazing. We have 31 people in here, which is not huge, but it's like a good night in here.
Did you ever do any kind of performing in your life? Stage performance? Have you ever done a lecture in front of a group of people?
Yes, and it was horrifying.
Really?
It was horrifying.
Yeah. What's so scary about that?
No.
Public speaking.
Did anybody jump up and fight you?
No, they sure didn't.
You have to.
I stumbled my way through with like cue cards and stuff. So
In
my
school,
goodness.
I was terrified.
Okay.
I get up front of
I'm
class, and it was terrible. And then I got elected. I belonged to the local chapter of the Experimental Aircraft Association, and they always had trouble getting
They
people.
elected him president.
They elected me president, and I had to get up in front of everybody and run the meeting and everything. And I just did it. And it was like, I know all these people. And then, I don't know, after a while, I worked in an aircraft factory, give a briefing every morning. I don't know, it doesn't matter anymore. So I sit here in this, and I'm looking at names go by, and I'm looking at us here, and I don't really think about it.
Oh,
But there's a lot of people, yeah. And Michael Keel just got here. Good evening.
And Mohawk, he says hi and bye. He came in to click the like button. Thank you. He says, have a great night and happy Mother's Day to the ones that applies to. Thank you, Mohawk.
Yes, that reminds me. Tomorrow.
Happy Mother's Day to you, too.
Tomorrow.
To all the mother truckers out there.
Tomorrow, I've got to call my stepmom.
I got called.
She is 92 years old, and she is doing okay. The doctor told her, she laughed. She goes, the doctor told me I need a heart transplant because she's got some heart problems. And then they told her that we don't do heart transplants on anybody that's over 40. And she was 91 when they told her that. So she goes, well, I guess I missed that.
You missed the boat just a little bit. Couple decades.
Everybody watch the look on his face. When I say this, he'll know exactly what's coming. Lights, camera.
Oh no. I forgot the lights.
This is what happens when we're not here. We can see your face. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's not all dark under here.
Mm-hmm.
Tim Geisinger. I'm here. Hello, how are you? I haven't seen you here before. Good evening. We're having a good time. We're just hanging out in the shop tonight. We were going to take some brakes apart right down there, but it's like, why do that when there's three people here and we can talk?
For a few minutes at least.
Daniel Morrissey says, Happy Mother's Day, Kim.
On Tuesday night, we have a studio show. At the house, we have a giant green screen wall, and we do a picture show in the studio.
We shrink ourselves down here. So we're down in the corner, and people send in pictures of their cars, their garages, their cats, everything, and dogs, whatever. And we show them so that they're like on a screen behind us.
Of their projects and things like that. And it's a lot of fun, and that keeps us busy and we pick a topic, too. So if people run out of stuff, we have something to talk about. We'll show cars from 1980. And is that this week is coming up as 1980?
I think so. I don't remember. I think we wrote it down. Granddad's Junk says, good day, Buff, Kim, and someone.
I'm someone. Hi.
A lot of people came in recently.
They're not used to saying yes. And we don't have them.
This is Aaron. Kim brought Aaron here and gave her a ride in the oldest car she's ever been in, which is a 66 Dodge Dart. And Kim went somewhere and brought Aaron back.
I went to town and abducted Aaron.
And brought her over here on a worldwide show, and she's a little nervous.
Yeah, well,
Don't be nervous.
We got further and further from the big city of Clarksville, and as the banjo started to play, bang a bang, gang, 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 and we're worried like, oh no, I've made a horrible mistake. I should never have gotten in the car with this person.
Michael Keel says, sorry, late to the party. Out in the driveway changing oil right now. That sounds like fun.
Nice.
Where are you? Is it dark? Man.
Mike says he's working on his favorite car tonight here. Working on his because we have the Zephyr in here. We haven't had any other cars in here all winter. We had that other car.
It's a Grand Marquis with the brake hardware failure. Okay, it's not a Grand Marquis. It's a
Mercury.
I can't remember. I always call it
a Ford Fairmont.
I always call it a Fairmont, but it isn't. It's a Mercury.
I'll put the camera on so you
it's a Mercury Zephyr Z7. Aaron will be rap cruising in a real car. Is Aaron a mom? Aaron probably, that's probably not spelled right, but it's E-R-I-N.
It's actually A-E-R-I-N.
Oh, so that's close.
Exotic spelling.
Say it again.
A-E-R-I-N.
A-E-R-I-N. It's like Aaron with an A in front. Okay. That's different. I like that.
Everybody likes to be different. Okay, throw that other thing on.
Throw.
Yeah, throw the other camera on so they can see the car. There is the car.
There's the car.
And here we are over here.
Yeah, so that's the now you see us from the back, and
Okay,
you see the chat. You can see the vertical screen with the chat and us sitting here. So
Tyler says the Fairmont with Mercury badges. Certainly not. It's a Mercury from it's called.
That's right. We call it the Z sled.
That's
because the Z.
It's got a little Z7.
Every English-speaking country except the United States, the letter Z is pronounced Z, and here we call it a Z. So there's so many. This is such an international thing. I just started going. You see, this is a Z7, so I started calling it a Z7. And then we had to have a name for the car, and it's kind of big and heavy, so we call it the Z sled and that kind of stuff. Somebody in here came up with that.
It's not big or heavy, but it's actually a really small car.
So
is the Fox Body the small car, or did they have a smaller car?
At the time, it was the small car. You had Senior and Son as well.
Wasn't a Pinto before?
Oh, you're right. The Pinto was the small car, and it was at the same time, because the Pinto was from 1971 to 1980. So the Pinto was made at the same time this was.
But this wasn't a mid-size.
So this was kind of
also a small car.
I don't know. It was just a car.
Okay.
Yeah, and cars were generally getting smaller, so it wasn't a full-size car. Definitely a Zephyr rear end. Yep. So, yeah, what happened to this was
the brakes came apart.
There was a noise from the right rear, and then I drove it to a doctor's appointment with the noise, and then when I backed out, I left the doctor, got finished with that disaster. Oh, that should worked out well. So I'm backing out, and backed up probably 10 feet, and the car went and stopped. Right rear wheel locked up. So then I went forward a little bit. It unlocked, and I was able to go back about another 5 feet. Then I was able to steer like this and get out without backing up any further. So I decided it's time to open it up to see what's wrong. So we pulled the other car out, pulled this in, and Kim goes, there's brake fluid going all over the place. So we pulled the right rear off, and what had happened is, I'll show you what happened.
Oh, that's right. You have pictures.
This right here.
Yeah, you do.
You see that the self-adjuster, which is the cable that comes down and hooks on that little silver piece of metal, and that's the self-adjuster. Well, the right side didn't have a self-adjuster or that blue spring. The cable's just hanging there, and the adjuster was not there.
And so the little separator with the star wheel had fallen out.
So the star adjuster had fallen out. And then what happened was...
it was grinding up.
And then, because that wasn't there, the wheel cylinder was able to open up all the way and explode and dump the fluid out. And that's when we took it apart.
So we got parts on order.
Kim ordered some parts, and we've done some video on it. We'll do a whole video on it. But oops, that was the wrong camera. There. So
the worst part about it is it's all dark colored, and down there next to the floor, you can't see nothing. Even with the lights on, it just looks dark.
And then Hippie Long says Z7 and Fairmont or mini third copies replacing the Granada. Yeah, except a completely different structure. The Granada was old Ford Falcon and Ford Mustang, similar to that stuff. And this is the Fox. This is the first of the Fox bodies with the springs on the bottom and it's like a McPherson strut with no spring on it. It was really new at the time. And then the Camaro and Firebird went to that similar suspension, and they used these things for, I don't know what, like 20 years or something, the Fox body suspension. I don't know why they went away from it. It's so nice to work on, works so well. And then Hippie Long says mini T-Birds. Yeah, they ran that, everybody calls it the basket handle, that thing over the roof. Kind of makes it look like a T-Bird from the 70s. I don't know. But I like it.
Says that's a family-size car here. small is a Honda Civic or a VW Beetle. Small, those are small. Oh my gosh.
Firefly says,
What?
self-adjuster cable broke. No. And started the failure process. No, what started the failure process is whoever assembled it just put the cable in and didn't put that what I called, here, I'll show it again.
Stray Bullet says it was missing completely.
Yeah.
There was no sign
no,
of the spring or the adjuster. And
that
the cable was just sort of flapping in the wind. So we don't know what happened.
And the cable's not worn at all. It was just there. So without that, it never adjusted.
I don't know where it went. It must have got shoot up.
So the self-adjuster was cranked all the way in like they assembled it, and it was rusted. It was just had never opened up at all. Because, of course, there was no self-adjuster there. Now, so then I took this side apart to see if the same bozo did the same thing over here. And no, this one's assembled. This one's assembled properly. Yeah. So I don't know what happened.
Silly old bloke says that could stop the brakes from working efficiently just a bit. Yeah, just a minor not working at all.
Well, the pedal was getting lower. I knew that. And then I'd give it one pump and it'd be back up.
And you could hear the grinding.
But then it started grinding.
Yeah, and that drum is a little bit messed all up.
Oh, my old boss that I talked to, I was saying, man, I told him about this job. And I said, I got thinking about you because I said, you're the one that taught me all about brakes. He's the one. And, of course, all the brakes then we were doing were drums. Disc brakes were just starting to come out when I worked for him. And we had machines where we relined the shoes and arced them to the right arc and made what we called super brakes where we segment the linings and all this cool stuff, turned drums. Man, I learned so much from that guy. And I see these machines now, like on Marketplace, and they're cheap. But it's like, where would I put them? And then where am I going to buy the brake linings? Those companies are out of business. Those companies are out of business. Nobody does that anymore, so I don't even know where I get the brake linings.
No, because you can buy relined brakes from China for like a tenth of what it would cost to make your own. So
the Firefly says, hopefully the primary and secondary shoes weren't swapped. No, and I see that all the time. I saw a guy on some stupid TV show, and he had a Studebaker in there, and the guy was complaining about the brakes not working right, and they were drum brakes. And he pulled the drum off one of the front wheels, and he goes, "Oh, these are put together backwards." Well, they weren't. And he put the short shoe on the back and the long shoe on the front, and said the primary belongs on the back, not on the front. And he put it together wrong on TV. Told the whole world that
Who did that?
Oh, somebody, a guy that builds cars in. It's a show that was in Canada.
I'll bet you he did it just as rage bait.
I don't know.
That's all you have to do, and the whole internet will light up and
he went and
correct you.
He went
right and give people an opportunity to correct you.
Changed both sides around backwards and put it together and gave it to the customer.
Because interaction, they judge by interaction. So thumbs up and thumbs down, they're each equal to 1. Mm-hmm. So
Stray Bullet
if everybody says thumbs down, it's still.
Stray Bullet says a new hardware kit. Well, you can buy just the self-adjuster kit.
We did buy a self-adjuster kit.
So she bought the self-adjuster kit
Monday, but it never shows up on Monday. So we'll get it on Tuesday.
The brake cylinder, I put it back together and it holds. So we'll just bleed the brakes. The only reason it came apart is because the shoes were
until it gives us more problems.
The shoes were so far apart that the piston popped out.
And he wanted to buy new shoes.
Don't tell the story. Don't tell that story. Oh, okay. We'll get into the argument. So, and Pit Snipe is here. Good evening. Wow, why is it only? They must be hiding out somewhere because we got a lot of people here.
Where'd everybody go?
Well, they're here. They're just, they're here. They're just, what happens is when they click from one screen to another, it looks like they leave.
Yeah. What happens is a bunch of people will come in.
But it'll come back.
They'll open up the screen, but then they'll open another screen. And they'll watch 2 or 3 or 4 different live streams all at the same time. And if we start talking about something interesting or doing something that they're interested in, they'll come back.
Mexican Spec had his going. Mexican Spec is a guy. He's American. His mother was Mexican. His father was American. So he grew up in the U.S. And then at some point he decided to move to Mexico. ended up getting married down there, and
Mrs. Mexican Spec.
and he calls himself Mexican Spec because his job now is he finds cars in Mexico that are really nice cars, and they're older cars, and they're far south, they're not rusted.
Never seen a winter.
And so
Have you ever seen old rusty cars?
He sells these.
Oh, yeah.
He sells these cars to people mostly in the U.S., but all over the world. And when he moves one around, he had to go get one, and he's driving it to the port where they're going to put it in a container or something, ship it. And so he's driving across Mexico with his wife, and they put the camera up in the window, and they drive along. And they do the same thing that we're doing here, only from the windshield of the car they're delivering, and you get to drive across Mexico. So he was doing one of those today, and I was doing the same thing. I was doing I was downloading pictures and doing
You were downloading pictures
from my phone that we took outside.
You wouldn't download a movie.
So you're gonna just be obnoxious.
Oh, I'm trying to be funny.
So, but all I'm saying is, while I was doing two things at once, yeah. But I could follow those. Firefly, those shows are so infuriating. Yeah, when they put something together wrong, and I'd stand there yelling at the screen, like that does any good. You dumbass, that's wrong. It was right before you touched it.
Hippie Long says, guys, you have the same brake parts on the cut-up Ford pickup. They're the same probably. Yes, but Hippie Long, the rear end from the Ford pickup is in my Dart.
Yeah, okay.
So
we were walking home from working on this thing last night. I'm saying to Kim, hey, we can just take them off that, the rear end off that junk truck you got out there. And she goes, no, that's under my Dart. And I'm like, oh yeah, we put that Ford rear end under your Dart. Okay. So let's see, the other one you have is under the Bronco 2.
The Bronco 2 has the very same rear end.
Well, wait a minute. That old Ford Ranger truck has a rear end under it. What's that? She goes, oh, that's your Chevy rear end.
That's a Chevy rear end. I just needed something to make it roll. So
your Studebaker. I go, my Chevy rear end, my 10-bolt, it's a 10-bolt corporate, which is a big rear end. It's as big as a 12 volts. My 10-bolt corporate rear end is under that piece of junk out in the yard.
She goes, yeah. Wheels on the truck so I could push it outside. Okay. And then
Inspector Bruce, I got to go to him because he's a member. I had to step away for several minutes. I'm back and I see a special guest. Yes, this is Erin. She rode here with Kim in an oldest car she's ever been in, a '66 Dart. But yeah, that's Erin. Erin's here.
Yeah.
I was abducted, apparently.
Yeah. I was like, come with me. You're not doing anything, are you? Let's go be on a live stream.
Buddy Carpon says, well, why aren't you buying me brake shoes? Well, we haven't come to that decision yet. Mexican Spec says, Firefly says, Mexican Spec was streaming while I was fishing.
We're doing quality testing.
So,
we're going to see how they hold up.
Louis says, so I was in the auto show and I saw a 70 Chevrolet Chevelle.
Oh, those are so pretty. Are they pretty?
Man, I had some Chevelles.
I had a 70 Bel Air or 68 Bel Air.
I had a 66.
On Marketplace with no engine for like $4,000, and I was like, wow, that would be a really pretty car if it was fixed up. But then I realized I have 18 projects at home. I have too many projects. I'm a hoarder. It's a problem.
I
should probably talk to somebody about it someday.
I had a 66 Chevelle. I had a 67 Chevelle. Someday. My 67 Chevelle had an inline 6 in it and a power glide.
If it was daytime, I could carry all my junk, but most of it's outside.
And then I had a 72 El Camino. Is that a Chevelle? I guess.
Yeah, kind of. It is a Chevelle. You know who has a really nice El Camino? Was Anna, Blue Grit Garage's Anna's boyfriend. That black one. He brought the no-name nationals.
He came in an El Camino, and the driver's door the passenger door just caved in.
Yeah,
I was like,
his friend did that.
He goes, my best friend did that. He was drinking and he backed up and turned and ran into a car. And I said, oh man, nice friend. He goes, let me finish. He says, it's okay. He says, it's okay. The guy's good. He bought me a new door. So, yeah. It's okay to smash your friend's car if you buy him new parts. So, and it didn't hurt the car any other place. Just
GB Long says also put one-way brake bleeders. Oh, he puts them all on his cars and bikes? Have you ever used one-way brake bleeders?
what would a two-way brake bleeder be?
The regular ones.
I put,
Air can go in and out. One-way brake
oh,
bleeders
they've
are
got
like a one-way valve, so when you open them, fluid can only go out, but it can't suck air back in.
you know what I do? I make my own one-way. I put my finger over it, and it goes, and I feel the air. When I don't feel any more air, I tighten the wrench.
Well, you can't one person bleed them with.
Oh, I see. With one person, you go up there and just pump and do. Oh, okay.
You know what? I've never had them on hand when I was working on a car, and I've never ordered them for my car. I would just work with what I had, or I was stuck replacing them, and then I had brand new bleeders in the replacement parts, so I never
And
messed with them. It sounds like okay.
You know
Not
how
expensive.
we bleed brakes on an airplane that has, let's say, like a light plane, small airplane that just has manual hydraulic brakes.
Machine that does that?
We have a little pump that you fill up with brake fluid, and you go down to the bottom and you put the hose on there, and you open up the brake bleeder, and you pump it up from the bottom, and the air comes out the top in the master cylinder, which makes so much sense. In a car, you always pump air downhill. It works, but I mean, in an airplane, you just have somebody up there waiting to see the fluid start filling up until the master cylinder is full. And you, okay, it's full.
Yeah, that's
Stop.
crazy talk.
So I don't know why we do
How
it this
do you
way.
get brake fluid all over the floor trying to do it that way?
Well, you don't.
Well, that doesn't even sound.
Unless you have an accident.
That doesn't even sound.
It comes off and you pump it onto the floor. Anyway.
Valfly stole a piece of toffee out of his wife's stash. She's gonna notice, Val. Vile.
And member Inspector Bruce says, hopefully this summer I will get to Tennessee and visit you. You know, I saw you in...
I sure hope so. Wasn't he supposed to come last year?
Yeah, I saw him in Mexican Specs live, and he was saying, they were talking about flying, and there were people in there saying, I'll never fly, and all this stuff. So he said it's easier and cheaper to fly to Tennessee from... He lives in Northern California. So... than it is to drive. It's so much more fun to drive. But Inspector Bruce worked for the airlines his whole life, and he's retired. Do you still get deals on flights or free flights or any of that stuff? Do you still get the benefits? Oh, Hippie Long's taken off. Oh no, Senior and Son. Oh, Senior and Son's is taken off. Hey, thanks for being here.
Thanks. Sorry, I can't finish a sentence. There's a lot going on. There's lots of comments tonight. Thanks, everybody.
Granddad's junk he fat fingered the Erin and called her Saren, but he says make sure Erin buys Mopars. That Dart should have her.
I don't know if that Dart's gonna convince anybody to buy a 60-year-old car.
That Dart's
nice try.
That Dart's reliable, and it's okay. But it's not like a premium new car.
I'm comfortable with the Dart because I have worked on all of it. From end to end, up, down, the whole thing. I know it like the back of my hand. But most people, I think, might be a little not quite as confident with it.
Barrows, you say that you've filled a bottle, and done that. I've done that too. Have you ever pumped fluid with like the vacuum pumps? There's a thing like that. You can put fluid in it. And have you ever pumped it uphill into the master cylinder? I don't see why. I don't understand why we couldn't do that. I guess you couldn't do it on a drum brake because there's a residual check valve. But on a disc brake, I don't know why you couldn't just pump it uphill. I don't know why you couldn't do that. As long as you do it slow, it will blow the air out and suck the fluid back in. Yep. Firefly, I have a reverse bleeder tool. It's collecting dust and rust. Bought it with the hopes of speeding up Ford clutch bleeding. Oh yeah, clutches. It was just bad technique I was using, so never needed it. You know what happened to me on a PT Cruiser? I had a bad, I don't remember which, if it was the master cylinder or the slave cylinder was bad. But you can't buy the individual pieces. Chrysler would sell the whole thing with the line and everything, and both cylinders pre-bled. So you had to put the whole stupid thing in. And that was the smallest, and it was expensive. And so that I had a bad one, and I had to do that on my PT Cruiser. Firefly, I have a reverse bleeder tool. Oh, yeah, I already read that. Firefly Scarecrow tool. Inspector Bruce says, free flights, but standby. Oh, okay. Todd Saws here. Good evening. How's Texas been? What you doing with the flashlight?
I'm going to show Aaron cars. Come
Gonna
on,
take
we're
her for a walk?
Cars.
Gonna take,
The general cars.
gonna take Aaron for a walk.
Excellent.
Okay.
I'll show you cars. Sorry for the mess. Use caution. We'll be back.
You'll be back. They're going for a walk.
Maybe.
Yay.
Tavo, certain Nissan trucks down here require the brakes to be bled uphill. For some reason, air gets caught in the high point of the line doing it conventionally. Nissan tech told me. Not firsthand by me. Firefly, post-traumatic cruiser. Yep. All-in-one master slave. Why do they do that? I can't buy the one piece I need. I got to buy the whole stupid thing. You know, we had to put a clutch in that car. And, well, first of all, my son had the car and took it to somebody instead of me, and they said it needed a clutch. The clutch was bad. So they diagnosed it wrong. I go, no, the clutch isn't bad. It's because you'd sit there, you'd push the clutch in, you'd sit there, and the car would start going forward. Well, because one of the cylinders is leaking and the clutch starts to engage while you've got the clutch pedal on the floor. And they go, oh, no, it's a bad clutch. Needs the clutch and pressure plate. No, the clutch and pressure plate's working. That's why it's moving. It's the hydraulics are bleeding off. And this is at the dealer. The stupid dealer couldn't figure out. They're trying to get a clutch job out of it. So I bought the thing. And later I did put a clutch in it just because it had 130,000 miles on it. Chip buff. Now is when we needed those damn pistachios. Yeah, what about if there's an ABS in the system? No, then not. But like on this car, you know, there's no ABS. I think I could just push fluid up out of the calipers uphill. Yeah, and some of those with the ABS systems, you just use a pressure bleeder on it. In fact, there's a guy who wants to give me a pressure bleeder, and I've kind of resisted it because then he's going to want me to use it on, you know, in videos and everything. But who knows? Maybe I should take him up on it, and we could use it on this. I might do that. Take it up on it because he's asked me like 3 times if I want to get his pressure bleeder from him. He's going to give me one, so I might do that. But then the average hobbyist, like the people we deal with, aren't going to go out and buy a pressure bleeder. They're going to do it some other way. Buy places. I remember when I used to never have to take an entire front end off to replace a bulb. Yeah, no shit. Firefly dealership, stealership. I think it's just incompetence. The technician didn't understand that when the car started creeping forward, he thinks it needs a pressure plate and a disc. I'm like, no. Then it would not move, you know? He couldn't figure that out. Pit Snipe says, tough bleeds. I use the bottle on the bleeder technique and pull it from the master cylinder lines. All these years, I'd never gotten the master cylinder cover bleeder. Never been beat. Oh, EFOG's here. Good evening. Yeah, and Kim just walked outside with her friend Aaron, and they're going to walk around and look at some cars or something. Barrows, 96 and up, ABS, sucks, monkey butts. But they computerized the brakes. Things got complicated. Yeah, isn't that the way it is? Everything. I'm supposed to be getting paid for this. Very good. Let's see. Barrows, VW Audi systems were the absolute worst. Man, what? Audi. I've driven new Audis and they're really nice cars, but right away they need something, And if they're a couple of years old, they're needy cars and they're expensive, you know. Tavo, how's the health going? Yeah, Tavo, how's the health going? Firefly, the early 80s ABS were the worst. Very experimental. Tavo, just ignoring it now. If something goes wrong and I hurt myself, so be it. Man, I fell down in here a few nights ago and I couldn't get up. I fell over by the wood stove and I fell in a way. Kim wasn't here. I was trying to cut wood, one-handed chainsaw, holding it with the other hand. And the wood, I went through it. The chainsaw dropped to the floor. The other half of the wood tipped this way and over I went. And I was my head was up against the sheet metal shear. And I'm on the ground, not in a position where I could stand up. It took me like 10 minutes to bend around and get so I could stand up. Man, what a stupid position to find myself in. But I got up. Firefly, yep. These kids don't know what a clutch is, no experience. Yeah, and that could be it too. Firefly has a Sienna just sitting. Brakes won't bleed and hold the pedal up high. Tavo, I hear you, brother. Just be careful. Todd, you missed her, and Buff sang a Broadway song. Hey, Shadowman, UDX435. Good evening. How you doing? Hey, look at this. CB antenna, back of the car, because we're doing brakes on the back of this car. We got the Valiant outside. We had good weather for a couple of days, so I can have the Valiant outside and it won't get rained on. But as soon as we get the brake job done, the Valiant's coming in again, because if it rains, I don't want that thing outside. It's got bare metal all over it. I found something a little while ago. Both my later models with screw cap master cylinders have matching threads with my cooling system tester, and I pressure the masters with that. Crack bleeders and watch. Oh, that's kind of interesting. That guy that's offering me the pressure bleeder, I just might take him up on it. Huh? Just what I need. Another thing around here, but that would be kind of fun, I guess. Pit Snipe says, used a half-inch PVC coupling, heated to hell and gone, then squeezed with a hose clamp around the oil filter inlet. What? Barrows, I like the simplicity of disc front drum rear. With that, you don't need ABS. ABS only came to be standard when rear discs became common. I grew up without any of this fancy stuff. All the cars I had, the first half of my life, which is before 1980, everything was drum brakes, single master cylinder. I see people that, you got to drive with a single master cylinder, you got to put a tandem master cylinder. Or they call them dual master cylinders. Back when they came out, they were tandem master cylinders. Yeah, that's dangerous. Well, not really. If your thing starts to bypass, you pump it once, it seals open up and it stops, and then you replace it. I don't know. I had drum brakes, single master cylinders, and your backup was the hand brake, which was cable operated, which now that's computerized. I hate those things. Hate them. That Mazda, 2 times, that stupid electric brake just uncommanded locks up. Zzz, on it comes while I'm driving forward. Car comes to a skid to a stop from the back wheels. What the hell, And of course, the dealer couldn't find the problem. Took it back numerous times. The dealer couldn't find the problem. Daniel Morrissey, Kim stole Aaron from us. Yeah, they went outside to look at some cars. Shadowman says, I know what a clutch is. Yeah, this car doesn't have a clutch. Do I have anything with a clutch? I think I do. I don't know. Kim didn't like the clutch in her 66 Dart. You know why she didn't like it? Because it didn't have synchro in first gear. She'd come up. She'd never driven a car with a column shift. She'd always driven floor shifters. And she'd come up to a stop sign and she'd try to put it in first while she's still rolling about 2 or 3 miles an hour. I go, don't do that, So she didn't like that. So that's why she put the automatic in her She put the automatic in her Dart, so it's got a 904 in it now. It's a pretty nice 904. Todd saw I love Clint Eastwood and the Bernadette Peters in pink Cadillac. Bernadette Peters, man. I remember her. Let's see. It's like now that I'll have a functional pressure tank. Just might try bleeding some brakes that way. Granted, Kim didn't want you guys getting excited. Yeah, I don't know what I think she kind of put Aaron on the spot because Aaron didn't know what she's just coming home with Kim for somehow. I don't know why she's here. And she just brings her in here and all of a sudden we're out, here she is on Worldwide live show. I think she was like mildly terrorized. Oh, I missed the first part, Pittsnap. You missed the part of that post. I built a pressure tank bleeder out of a garden sprayer today. Oh! Barry Kuda says Bernadette Peters was in an episode of All in the Family that I watched recently. Really? Tavo says, oh, I thought your first cars would have been rod and cable activated drums. I've never had one of those. I've had many, many, many cars, including this one, where the parking brake, the emergency brake, whatever you want to call it, is cable operated. And that was always the backup. You use that brake to stop. And once in a while I stop a car, especially where you have the handle here. I had a car that had handles here, like the Mazdas. I don't know, at least once a week I'd stop the car with that brake just to do it, to make sure I could do it, to make sure it worked, These electronic parking brakes, I don't get it. Why do they do that? Todd Saw says, you're not road racing. Drum brakes are just fine. Man, I was the expert on at that brake shop on making drum brakes work, segment the linings, and Miss Peters and Steve Martin and The Jerk. That was a great movie. I liked that movie. Yeah. And Louis says, Happy Mother's Day. Yeah, it's Mother's Day already halfway around the world, I guess. Crown Victoria is still running good at 105 miles an hour. That's amazing. Firefly, the new cars would let you put the car in neutral without starting the car. You have to hold down the start button for 10 seconds for on position. I'm not even sure. There were things on that Mazda that I didn't like, and some of them were trying to get it into, like if I was parked somewhere and I wanted to listen to the radio, but I didn't want everything else energized. There was a series of shit you could do to make that happen, but I hated it. I just want to turn the key back and put it in the accessory position. Why can't you do that anymore? Pitstep says, one of my shop kitties was Bernadette Skeeters. That's pretty good. And Barrows, when I worked at the resto shop, we did a 47 GMC for a guy. He wanted it totally original. I had to teach him how to pump the brake when you first get into it because they didn't have residual valves. Oh, they didn't have a residual check valve. See, I didn't even know about that. Granddad's junk. Plenty of English cars are 4-speed column. Man, one of the first cars I drove, a friend of mine had a Simca Aranode or something. I forget what that thing was called. But it had a 4-speed on the column. And we had to fix that thing. And half of it was cable operated to the transmission. And the other half was linkage. But it was a 4-speed on the column. Stray Bullet, I can't help but keep checking on that Vicky. Yep. Tavo, lots of British and Japanese cars had 4 in the column. Buff, you should create the Buff Del Campo CB Club. We can name it the Ionospheres. Barrows, he hit his garage the first week he owned it, and that convinced him to let me put residual valves in it. Oh yeah, so then it was not original, but it was good. Yeah, see, that's a good upgrade though. Mike N, member Mike N, these oil cans are defective. Oh yeah, that was the jerk. Yeah, he kept running around. The guy is shooting at him, every time the guy kept missing him, but he hit the oil cans and they piss oil out. And he's running around, and these oil cans are defective. Buddy Carponos, stop, dumbest thing ever. Mike N says, love the jerk. Josh Holman, it's good that some people still want genuine old car rather than new car in old shell. Mike Yates cans. Yep. Mike N. Bernadette Peters does not age. I haven't seen her in a long time. In the jerk, she was a hot babe. Man. Good day, Josh. Okay, and Shadow Man. I call dibs on call sign Campo 435. Yeah, I'm actually, I kind of use Campo on, like if I'm on AM, that's kind of a handle I use, but I don't do much on AM. As soon as I got a radio with sideband, it's hard to go back to AM. And I'm UDX 979. What else is here? Steve Martin. Oh yeah, Luis knows Steve Martin. Good day. You as well, sir. CD Burlock. My 1990 Buick Century didn't have a click-back accessories, only turned forward, maybe not a factory key cylinder. I don't know. Some of them, like this car, it doesn't go back. I think it goes forward, like there's a notch before it goes to full all the way, and I think that's the accessory. I don't remember. So many different ones, but I think it's a forward to accessory and then to on. I'd have to look at it, check it out. Tawa says, I drove one van a long time ago. I can't remember if it was a Toyota or Mazda with 5 on the column. Really? I've never seen that. Firefly, a problem with the newer cars is also corrosion on the negative battery lead due to accessories computer staying on for several minutes after shutdown, causing reverse current flow. Oh, I didn't know that. Firefly, you know about Mazdas with the, you have to use a special battery because it saves power from some things in a capacitor, and then the capacitor has a discharge that puts a whole lot of power in the battery, a whole lot of juice in the battery all at once. I had this thing. I'm trying to remember how it got that, where that came from. I don't remember where it came from. It was, but it charges a capacitor anyway while you're slowing down or something, and it fires it all at once into the battery. So you've got to have a special battery. Todd Saw says it was very perceptive of Kim to recognize that Aaron was uncomfortable and invited her to go for a walk. So they're back in here now. They're right behind the car. Firefly, Fords won't shut down completely until 45 to 60 minutes. Yeah. The newest car I've ever owned was a 2016 Mazda. And currently the newest car we have is an 08 Jeep, some stupid Jeep, fake Jeep. I call it a fake Jeep because it's a Jeep Patriot. But it's a good little car. We've had a few problems with it, but if we've got a problem, I've got a laptop that hooks up to OBD2 and just find the problem and figure it out. Be smart, fix it. Firefly says ultra capacitor. So you know about those things. Yeah, that's when that car got wrecked. The thing I really regret is when I went to get my stuff out of it. It was still my car. Insurance hadn't paid for it yet. I should have taken an old nasty battery up there and put it in the car because I just bought a yellow. What are those things called? The ones with the round cells. I just bought that battery less than a year ago, and I let it go with the car. I'm sick about that because that was a $250 battery. Probably more than that now. What are those things called? What are those batteries called that have the round cells? Yeah. Straight bullet. Even the complete purists will often overlook the most safety-related upgrades. Most cars are never going to be used as subjects for historians of the future. You know, some upgrades I like, but some are just I don't know, like putting an old car on a new frame. I guess. I mean, we do stupid things like that, but my idea of a new frame is like using the subframe for a '79 Trans Am under a Studebaker, and I would call that new, but most people a '79 Trans Am subframe would not be considered as new. Biofly, and they have a constant draw. Let them sit for a couple months. It kills the battery. Yeah, the Jeep. We gotta start that up. Pretty common up here. Biofly, Nissan's the worst about that. Hippie says we will see Aaron at the No Name Nationals in a classic something now. Inspector Bruce came from Japan. You know where my Mazda came from? My Mazda came from Hiroshima. I said, when I found that out, I said, oh, I better go over this thing with a Geiger counter. But there's nothing left of that. Optima, that's it. I bought a yellow top Optima. I let it go. When I went up there back into Kentucky with the Jeep to get my personal stuff out of the totaled car, I should have taken an old nasty battery and put it in there and pulled my new Optima out, but I didn't even think of it. I thought of it like a week later here, after they already took the car to a wrecking yard somewhere. C. Burlock, BMW 325, has a wheel braking recovery, has a giant-sized battery, not lithium, not a hybrid. Firefly, Barrow says, Firefly, my wife's Altima went through 4 batteries when she moved back to Idaho. Breaks the cells when they freeze. Oh, my God. Firefly, battery with gel cell. I forget the brand. But yeah, I know it. Tavo, even my Neon drains the battery in a few weeks, but I think the aftermarket JVC head unit is the main culprit there. And Barrow says, I used to swear by Optima batteries, but their quality has really went downhill over the past few years. Well, that Mazda was getting the point. After the battery is about, I don't know, like 8 years old. It was getting the point where I could tell on cold mornings it cranked slower. And I went and bought that Optima. And man, that thing it cranked faster than it ran. It cranked faster than it idle. And I forgot about how nice that thing cranked when it was new. Maybe like cars are made with the idea to drive them every day. Yeah. But when a battery is discharged, it has pure water in it. You can even taste it. No sour flavor at all. Acids taste sour. So they will freeze easily. Huh. Yeah, Biofly Optima, that's the one. Kim, what's going on? Are you going to be part of this? Are you done with it? Or I don't mean to bring Aaron into a. I mean we completely
I'm sorry.
Freaked her out.
I made a new friend. Oh, she didn't freak me out. I was seeing all the cool stuff outside.
Oh yeah, no.
So what you look at? Okay, let's.
I mean,
talk about what you went and looked at outside, because everybody.
Do you know what anything that we saw was?
Well, I'm not giving her.
The van was my favorite one.
The van.
The van.
My van.
Your van. We have 2 vans. We have a white van and a brightly colored van.
Yes, look,
Aaron's
the Dr. Seuss
tattoo.
tattoo. So I was vibing super hard with the truffula trees. Big Dr. Seuss fan.
Aaron is a Dr. Seuss saying.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
So the van.
My van.
Your van is well known worldwide.
Worldwide?
Yeah, because
does anybody remember my van?
It's been all over YouTube, and all those people signed the side of your van and put their stickers on it.
Well, not all.
And it also says "Drunk sluts love me."
It does say that, but I didn't put it on there.
What is this? What it is? That's written on your van?
It does say that. You know, on
it
the hood
bad
where
girl, you know, it has like the.
I didn't
even
realize it was there. We deciphered it a little bit.
Oh, Tavo says, "Can Kim interest?"
A lot of personality.
Tavo wants to know if Aaron can be interested in a classic Subaru, but that's that's Subaru.
offering to
Subaru.
give away the Subaru.
Oh,
They're trying to get you
no,
to take the
no,
Subaru.
super duper no.
Oh, and Shadow Man saying hello, new person. These are people that have come in later. This is Erin, friend of Kim's that she brought here and
Recruited,
then
abducted.
just threw her onto a Worldwide Live show without any warning, and she was.
No, she did. She gave me a fair warning.
Did
I
she?
didn't quite
Okay.
internalize what that meant exactly.
Then
Like,
we got
oh, God,
here,
I'm
and then there's
completely
all these
different.
lights and cameras. It's pretty. Yeah.
So
the big time.
Okay, so I didn't mean to give Erin a test. I was just wondering what all you looked at.
I thought the van was a good answer. That was very direct.
Well, what else did you look at out there?
Well, I the trucks and the Nissan 300 and
Nissan.
the Ute.
Oh, the Ute, yeah. And
Yeah.
what about your favorite new car you've been driving until you just started driving the Dart again? You were driving all over town
In the Bronco too.
in the Bronco too.
We didn't look closely at it
Because it's where somewhere where it's
point it
dark or
out.
something.
Well, because it's
Shadowman says it's
weird
okay.
walking around in the dark.
Shadowman says it's okay. We don't bite. Shadowman is in Utah, somewhere near Salt Lake City. I'm not sure exactly where you are. I think you're in Salt Lake City. But he's you see that UDX 435.
They like that you're back.
That's a CB radio.
They're sick of us.
Call
They see us every week, so you're new.
So there are a lot of CB people come in here because there's a
Oh,
CB
yeah.
channel I go into, and I have a CB radio in this, and it's something I
Have
used
you
to
ever
do.
used a CB?
No, I've
It's
not.
you can talk to like friends, but now everybody uses cell phones. The nice thing about CBs is like going down the road, like you don't like some trucker that's 2 miles in front of you and there's a traffic jam. You don't know the trucker's phone number. You just get on a CB. Hey, what's the holdup up there? And they'll tell you all about what's going on. And it's kind of fun. And then you
Used
can
to be
also,
very useful.
and certain times of the day, the conditions are right with the atmosphere. You can talk really long distances.
Apparently, it reflects off the ionosphere. Am
Yes.
I saying that right?
Yes.
The signals reflect special at certain times of the day,
Wow.
and then you can hear. Where do you hear it? Mexico and.
Well, Mexico's really.
Sometimes
I have talked to people in Southern California. I've talked to people in Arizona, Alberta, Canada, some islands down in the Caribbean. Where else?
Buddy Carfano brought up the John Deere tractor. I did mention the John Deere tractor while we were out there. Right? You saw it.
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
So is it parked over there under the thing again?
No, it ran out of gas, and it's up there.
You ran it out of gas.
I didn't know it was going to run out of gas.
Well, you're not looking at the gas
It
gauge, are you?
sputtered. I thought you would put gas in it.
It was-
sputtered out on me, and I thought
it was-
we would be outside
It was
again during the day and fix it, but you were
It
busy
was-
watching Mexican Speckle.
it was half full when I parked it. So you ran a half tank of gas out of it.
Wow. I don't feel like I drove it that long.
Let's get Aaron to drag race the Fairmont, says Hippie Law.
Well, you guys better be nice, or else Aaron will never come back.
Shadowman, I'm not going to repeat that. Biofly says shortwave radio is fun. Yeah, I should get my license.
Yeah, it's like one of those hobby things. Shortwave radio.
Colby Queso, good evening. You're here.
There's a bunch of different levels too. There's CB radio and then there's shortwave radio, which are different. Different antennas, different receivers, different.
Different
bands.
license like this, you don't need a license for CB radio. To get into the shortwave, which is called ham radio or amateur radio, you need to go take some tests, and there's different levels that give you different privileges, and it's more involved.
But that stuff travels further. Because if you're a jerk on that, you can mess up half the world.
If you're a jerk on this, I don't like the jerks. I like people that are. Yeah. There's jerks everywhere, I guess. CD Burlock says Buick LE Sabre. LeSabre has battery under the back seat. Oh, that must be nice. Sit down with metal in your pocket.
Maybe I can convince Aaron to go to an event this year. Maybe.
To No Name Nationals? Or somewhere
Aaron has a
closer?
lot going on with school and work.
Yeah, I doubt that
it's
would
not
be.
easy to.
That's a commitment. No Name National.
Oh no, not No Name Nationals. That's like 3 or 4 days. I mean like a 1-day event to like a local track. Or a car show. Would you ever like to go to a car show?
You know
I've
what?
never been to a car show. I've also never been to a racetrack. So
Saturday is coming.
This Saturday?
A week from today.
Okay. It's like a Cars and Coffee here?
Just wait. My dead brain's
The brain's coming on.
Yeah, the brain's got to come on. Come on. Crank the crank. Make the brain come on. It's, what's the guy's name that does all the
the Professor P was telling us about.
We've been to his house.
The WAP racing guy.
WAF Racing.
WAF?
WAF. Yeah, we always said WAF, but everybody now says WAF, so apparently they all know him, so they say WAF. WAF Racing is having an event at his new shop, and he's got an open house going on, so there's going to be some cool cars there. And I'm thinking, I'm worried about this ear because I had this growth and they took it off, and it could be
swollen.
Wait, it could be cancerous.
It's not cancer.
And I'm thinking, if they end up taking a lot of, just let me finish. You got to interrupt the middle of my good story. While they may end up taking a piece of my ear off. So this Saturday, when we go to WAF Racing, I'm going to ask him to scan my ear, so then he can 3D print an ear someday, and I can have it green or something and put it on there. Copy of my ear.
He can make a mold, and we can make one out of carbon fiber.
I can have a carbon fiber ear. Yeah, something like that.
It'll be ultra light so you can hear better.
While I still have the ear, I'm thinking he might be able to scan it. And we can do that on Saturday. And Aaron can go.
You're invited, but it's too soon I'll explain to you what it's about, and if you are not busy, you can go. But I will not offer. I will not ask you to commit to an event.
What is that? What is that?
Big. It's just like a.
Shadow Man says, go to Bonneville. Well, Bonneville. Oh man, would that be fun? But that's a long drive for us. It used to be like someplace I drove by all the time, and now it's like, oh, Olive's here. I didn't see you.
Welcome, Olive.
Also, you need a license for
I have my friend Aaron here.
Oh, she's right. Olive says you don't need a license to receive short wave, and she has a really fancy radio, and I sent her a lot of information about that radio and about shortwave and everything. And I've done that my whole life, listen to shortwave. And yeah, you don't need a license to transmit. Then you need it. To Speed Week. Yeah, Speed Week is at Bonneville, and that's where you can go as fast as you can go. And they have they gone supersonic at Bonneville? The supersonic guys, I think, didn't do that at Bonneville. They've gone up close to 700 miles an hour in Bonneville. That's crazy stuff. But the Speed Week, a lot of people get up over 200, and then you get a 200 mile an hour club and all that stuff. That would be it. I know people that have done that. I've shown pictures of Bonneville cars from friends that I had that raced at Bonneville that went 250 miles an hour in a Corvair station wagon, went 250 miles an hour with a Chrysler Hemi in it. I'll show those pictures again on Tuesday. Somebody remind me. If you want to see them, I'll show pictures of the Bonneville cars, the 250 mile an hour Corvair station wagon. They're still jumping cars off a cliff in Alaska during the 4th of July. Man, they do that crazy stuff up there.
They have like rails and tracks and like a special machine that makes them launches them.
They send motorhomes.
I'm sure they're not going to stop doing it. They have way too much fun.
They have sent motorhomes off that cliff. They crash at the bottom. Man, Inspector Bruce says, I heard that you don't need to know Morse. No, you don't need any Morse code anymore. They've taken that requirement away. But there's all kinds of new stuff because there's all the computerized stuff and codes and things. It's a whole different deal. Tavo says, mold one with JB Weld. Oh, that would be a gooey mess. I think scanning my ear would be pretty cool.
Careful, if they scan you, you might get replaced by an AI.
So, I don't know. I'm just thinking it would be a fun thing. Now that I've announced it to the world, now I'm going to be expected to do it. But nobody over there, somebody that goes there probably here.
We'll have a carbon fiber version of you that will be lighter and faster. You'll do your job, and then what will you do?
Shadow Man says, I need to send you pics of our Bonneville car. Oh, yes, please do. You know my, let's see if I can handpick this.
It's buffdelcampo@gmail.com. Valfly says the Subarus fly the farthest off that cliff. It's probably because of the.
We need to take the Subaru up there.
That would be a Subaru would be good this one. How would we get it there?
I don't know. So Shadow Man, there's my email address. Send the pictures to that. Tuesday night, I'll show them to everybody, and I'd be interested to see them too, for that matter. From our, I don't know what that word is, from San Diego, has over 30 records at Bonneville. Oh, okay. Hey, Grand, and anyone I missed. Oh, that's all. Okay. And for the people that have come in, this is Erin, Kim's friend Erin, who came out here I don't think she came out here to be on this show, but she's here. And
I abducted Erin.
Sparrows at Bonneville, you will
has been recruited.
Super slow Y-block Ford, get a red jacket. You know what? Yeah,
What's a red jacket? Is that like a Bonneville thing, like a green jacket, like in golf?
And Luis says, I had a Gmail too. Well, good.
Everyone with Google emails has them.
Ever mess with the SDR? Yes, I have an SDR. Yes, I use my SDR. I don't use it as much as I used to. I need to put up a big antenna because, man, there's a guy I watch, and he has a wire antenna that's 400 meters. Holy crap! And he's in northern Finland, and he listens to AM radio stations all over the world. And he puts it on YouTube, little short, things that he receives. He was listening to a radio station in Western Australia that was like 1,000 watts or something. It's crazy. So I don't have room for a 400 meter wire, but I could put up a pretty darn long wire antenna out here along the tree line, and that would be kind of interesting. Because right now I have a fairly short antenna, it's just a vertical wire antenna. But yeah, if you're into radios, you might find that stuff interesting. Firefly, I've never messed with an SDR before. SDR is pretty interesting, and it's very capable.
You should make a video of your SDR sometime.
Do a video of SDR. Yeah, and see, I don't know. Do I want to really? I'll do a little CB radio stuff because it kind of ties in with the older cars. But I don't know if I want to get in a whole shortwave radio and SDRs and all that stuff. I don't know. And then again, okay, who wants to see me cook a meal? I'm telling Kim, I want to cook something. I've done this a couple of times on shorts and cook something, but I might do a slinky in a tree. You know what a slinky is? It's a thing that looks like a spring, and you can shove it downstairs, and it'll go ching, ching, it'll go down.
I was a child once. I know what a slinky
well, yeah, but you're not as old as I am, and we did this stuff in the 60s, the 50s. I don't know. You weren't around.
I remember the old metal slinky.
Yeah, slinkies.
And throw a slinky.
I never
rainbow plastic, black light glowing slinky.
I never thought about using a slinky for an antenna. That's pretty funny.
With that word?
You just throw it in a tree, so it goes stretches way down. So now it's like a load. It's a coil. That would be a loaded antenna, and then solder a connector to the end of it, I guess. Ground the other side of it. I don't know. It would be interesting. That would be an interesting video. If I had a channel that was about radios. That's kind of silly, but silly stuff works sometimes.
Stray Bullet says cooking is very popular. This because it's very relatable because everybody eats.
Well, and I cook some goofy stuff.
Did you ever eat
food?
food?
To eat, yes.
Are you sure?
I was telling.
Eat at least once a day.
Every day?
I was telling Kim, we got a video of this. I took, what's that stuff that looks like spaghetti, but it's flat? It's like flat spaghetti.
Noodles?
But, yeah, but it's long like spaghetti. I took a box of that stuff, and I opened it up, and I took a hot dog, and I shoved a whole bunch of this stuff so it looked like a hot dog. Imagine this is a hot dog, and this stuff is shoved through on both sides, sticking out about this far, all this flat spaghetti on both sides of the hot dog. Oops, I didn't mean to turn that on. And then I put it in hot water, and as what is that stuff called? Some kind of pasta. Yeah, it looks like flat spaghetti. So anyway, as it started to get soft, I started spinning the hot dog, and it wrapped the hot dog in this stuff, and then so it was the hot dog wrapped in pasta, and I tried to eat it, but then it comes unwrapped, and it was kind of a pain in the ass. But it would have made a good video, I think, just being something stupid.
Because it was absurd.
Well, yeah, and then you pour spaghetti sauce,
They do.
and then try to eat it.
Yeah.
It's just, yes,
You have to be. If you're too serious, people get bold.
pen of pasta.
Mm.
I've also thought of World War II style wire antennas in these trees, but I want to make a taller aerial for my horizon skimming TV antenna. Anyway, really, what do you have? Like a dish or something? There's a guy does videos. I'll think of his name. Save It for Parts. I don't know if you ever watched a channel called Save It for Parts. This guy's I think he's in Minnesota. He does all kinds of crazy stuff with dishes, with listening to satellites and get stuff off the horizon, and he does all kinds of stuff. He's been around for a while, so it's a pretty big channel.
Josh Holman says some people cook food under their hoods.
Oh man, I always wanted to weld some tubes about this big on headers. And before you go somewhere, you stick your burritos down in there, and when you get where you're going, they're cooked, you know? Yeah, Inspector Bruce, fettuccine. That's the stuff.
You get 2 points, Bruce, for fettuccine.
I mean, we used to...
I was only going to give 1, but I gave you 2 because you're green.
Ford Y-blocks and a lot of other engines have an exhaust crossover to heat the bottom of the carburetor. We used to wrap potatoes in aluminum foil and put them on the intake manifold right where that exhaust crossover is. And we'd go somewhere, and we'd have baked potatoes when we get where we're going, you know, because they get good and hot. And inside the foil, they don't burn. So it was enough. Yeah, you got to be. Another thing, the old Fords, like a 56 Ford, 57 Fords, all those old Fords, the latch on the door, when you open up the front door, the latch right there has a little thing, part of the latch, and you can take a beer bottle and stick it in there, and it pulls the top off the beer bottle. But that was before they had all the twist offs, you know. So you probably don't need it. Well, maybe some of I bet all those you know, like the craft beers, I bet those you still need an opener for.
I want to relieve Aaron of this burden.
Okay.
It's 2 hours. I don't know if you want to keep going without.
So what are we doing? Are we okay, we'll figure this out afterwards. We're how far into this? We're 2 hours. Yeah, because I started a half hour late.
You started late.
Well, I knew you were going to be late, and I was lazy, and I figured I got out of the shower, my feet are too wet to put my socks on, and I go, I think I'll just push it out a half hour. So I changed the thing to start at 9:30 instead of 9 o'clock.
I don't know how to do that.
And
Who
everybody.
do you think you are around here? The namesake of this channel or something?
So that's why it's 2 hours at 11:30.
Okay.
Because I didn't start till 9:30, and I slipped that in without you knowing. Shadow Man sent the photo. Thank you, sir. We will. I'm not going to look at it right now, but it's going to be sitting there. And on Tuesday nights, I don't know if you come in on Tuesday nights. I hope you come in on Tuesday nights. We start an hour earlier. We start at 8 o'clock Central on Tuesday nights, so we don't step all over. What's his name? Kiwi down there. We overlap with Kiwi by an hour, but we used to be on right when Kiwi was on, and like we all have the same viewers, so we don't want to do that. So we come in at 8 o'clock and we do a 2 hour picture show on Tuesday nights. So Bill fellow does a routine called Just Sell Him for Parts. Huh. Well, he's Save It for Parts, and I recommend that. I recommend that channel if you like crazy stuff with antennas. He's got a flat roof on his house, and you can imagine a guy that likes antennas with a flat roof. You know,
Oh, Tommy Hamlin is from Dublin?
Dublin, Ireland.
Asks, are you Irish?
I'm Scottish.
Scottish.
Ah, can you say anything Scottish?
I sure can't. No, I was born in Alabama, so I'm very southern.
So
But
You would think though you'd have something memorized.
and
No,
Tommy,
that's all right.
Tommy,
Not the performance.
she spells it differently. She spells it Aerin.
And Aerin, as I understand it, it also means Ireland.
Oh, it does.
It does.
Oh, so you are
Good guess.
named after
No.
Ireland. Oh, that's kind of interesting. Hippie Long says, "Night, Miss Erin, night, and Kim. Sounds like you're taking off." Yeah, but we're about to take off too, I think. Because,
Are we? I didn't know if that's what you were going to do.
well, I don't know. Kim's recommending it.
I think I've tortured
Yes, yeah.
Aaron enough.
Okay. Shadowman says, I
And it's
came
gonna
in
take
whenever I noticed.
half an hour to get to town and back.
Oh,
so.
Shadowman says, I came in whenever I noticed you're live. Well, good. Thank you. I really appreciate this, everybody, but I really like it when the CB folks come in because it's like a secondary thing that I do as the CB radios. So it's kind of cool. And if you have a 70s car, you got to have a CB antenna. And the reason I don't have an 8-foot whip, a 102-inch whip, which I really like, is because the wires here are low and trees low, and you're gonna hit electrical wires. My electrical, I don't know, it's a Tennessee thing. They don't, like in California where I grew up, wires were way up there. Here they just like.
I mean, they're kind of up there.
I can't drive my van across the yard. I got to go around because of the wires. Now Kim's van's a little lower. It makes it under the wires, but I don't want to hit. Wires coming down from a transformer.
Yeah, no, you'll knock out our internet. Then we'll be in trouble.
Firefly, I recommend saving wiring harnesses so that you can match exact wiring during repairs. Oh, it's gone. There was a giant spider web of.
I just put it in a bucket. It was the wiring for that.
She put a wiring harness in a bucket. Okay.
It's fine. We don't need no stinking computers.
Inspector Bruce says, hey, that time change kept me from being late. You're right.
Oh, you saved
He came in right on time.
That was it. It was actually, he changed the time so Bruce could get here at the start of the stream. Good job.
9-foot spring base on a tow bar. Yeah, but I don't want it all the way on a tow bar because then it's very directional. See, my 64 Ford had a 102-inch whip right in the center of the roof. So it kind of looked like an RC car, like somebody driving around. But I'd hit something once in a while. But back then, everything was up pretty high. But I can't do that here.
Mike Keel says, check out Farpoint Farms. You've definitely watched Farpoint Farms before, right?
Who says this?
Mike Keel.
Is that? Oh, I see. Hey, Buff, there's YouTube chat. Yeah, Farpoint Farms. He's right over that way from us, and he's. I don't know exactly where he lives. I talked to him a couple of times, just briefly. Yeah, I really like his channel. Actually, he has two channels. He has one that's geared toward cars and one that's geared toward radios. And yeah, I think he's a pretty interesting guy. Olive says, Aaron means Ireland, but spelling varies. Our ancestor used to raid each other across the seas and steal vowels. Okay, Al. C.D. Burlock says, bye, Al. Okay, we're going to wrap this up. I've said that too many times. I'm wrapping this up with 38 people in here. Thank you all. Kim. Oh, Rob's neighbor just came in.
Hi, Rob. You're going to have to come another time.
Yeah,
because we're ending.
Yeah, we'll be back on Tuesday night at 8 Central.
Oh, so, are we doing 1980?
I think we're doing 1980. Who knows what we're doing on... My memory's bad. We got to.
It'll be fine. We'll let you know.
It doesn't matter. You can send in pictures of whatever. We'll show them.
We'll send a community post.
Just don't send in AI stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. We did.
Invaders, of course not invaders.
Oh, Rob's neighbor says my birth year. Buddy Carafano says it is 1980.
Yeah,
well, good.
Buddy would know.
Birth years are good because that's cars you can relate to.
Yeah.
Because when you were a kid, those cars were around.
Cars you like, cars you hate, trucks, automotive adjacent. Send us a picture to buffdelcampo@gmail.com, and we will look at it on Tuesday night at 8
So,
Central Time.
Kim, I kind of gave you the chance to give some points to everybody, and
Okay.
you didn't notice that.
You've made it to the end. So you get 3 points if you're still listening.
And if you're a member.
If you have a green name, you get an additional point. You get 4 points.
And like Barrows he's really special. He's a mod and a member.
No, you can't give the mods more.
No, but because he's a member, he doesn't have a green name.
Oh, that's
But he still gets it. See, like Inspector Bruce.
Oh, Barrows, thank you so much for the donations, subs tonight. That was incredibly generous of you. You know you don't ever have to do anything like that. We really appreciate it.
So, you can't see my hand.
Thanks,
I'm waving
everybody,
goodbye.
for your comments and discussion. We appreciate it. I'm sorry if I didn't answer or read every comment.